There was an idea to bring together a group of unremarkable people to discuss the heroes who could fight the battles that we never could. An idea to make a space of our own, somewhere simple on the corner, where we could talk passionately and truthfully about nerd culture, including both the pieces we love and the pieces we hate. The Cape Corner. That was what I called it. I started this journey alone, but over time, I found friends and allies. We don't always agree, but in the face of the most dire threats to the franchises we love, we always come together. These days, there's so many with garbage opinions, who only seek to chase clout or jump on bandwagons, who never think for themselves or appreciate what's right in front of them. Sometimes it seems like nerd culture won't survive. But if we can't save nerd culture, you can be damn well sure we'll avenge it. Hello, and welcome back to Cape Corner, where we explore the history, story, and cultural impact of a different character or group every episode. I'm Blue.
And I'm Jordan.
And we are beyond Blue Man. I don't know if you listened to last week's episode, but
I haven't had a chance to. What happened?
I made mention to Jay that we accidentally all wound up with pun pairings. You and me are beyond Blue Man, and me and Jay are Blue Jay.
Oh yeah, nice.
So this is the season 1 finale. Woo! Fucking confetti.
Yeah.
It's not really like necessary for me to divide this into seasons. It's not like I'm going to be airing this shit on TV.
You might as well.
As far as I know. But you know, I think it's fun. I like when things are split up into like seasons, and it gives us sort of like a good reference point. Like in the future, when we'll be like, you know, rolling in dough, and I've got a fucking jacuzzi on my yacht, and we'll be like, man, remember how low quality the show was back in season 1? Things didn't get better until halfway through season 2, where I suddenly hit the lottery.
Yep.
Right before we burned down America.
God knows that's the only way any of us are getting rich.
I was gonna say right before we burned down America and then created a new society.
Yep.
Anyway. So you don't know what we're doing today.
No, we have kept this a very fun surprise. So I am in the dark, and I'm just hoping I've heard of whoever this is.
You have.
The viewer, the listener, you already know, because this podcast is presumably titled. But I do not.
And I already did a fanciful little intro for you all to make it very abundantly clear what we're doing. You know what? We're going to have plenty to say here.
Oh, no.
So I'm not going to waste too much more time. You don't have any news or anything, do you?
No, I'm like vaguely annoyed at, the fandom in general for there's a Twitter thread I found about people quote unquote canceling or just in general calling problematic a bunch of different MCU actors for a bunch of stuff that I don't count as problematic, like being in a movie that feels white savior-ish.
Oh my god.
That's not something you call Chris Hemsworth problematic for.
Really?
That's not how that works.
For being an actor in a movie that someone else made that is maybe a little bit, issue-y. Like,
yeah, and that movie is kind of white savior-ish, but come on, y'all. There are things to cancel people for. That's not one of them. That's not one of them.
I guess I'll say real quick. Recently, the director of the upcoming Dune movie came out.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that because I got so mad about the Chris Hemsworth thing.
Well, he came out and said that he thinks that there are far too many of the MCU movies that are just copy and pastes of the other MCU movies. So if you're keeping track, the director of a copy of an older movie has copied an often used tactic by desperate directors trying to promote their movies by talking about how he thinks Marvel movies are copies. And
yeah, when people use negativity to get attention, it bugs me. Like, I love when people use positivity to get attention for their stuff. Like, why aren't all these actors just saying cool shit and happy things in the news? But that doesn't sell. So
there's a couple of things to say about this. For one, for every virgin who's been like, he's right, no, he's not. Because you could say that they're formulaic. Yeah, you know what the formula is? It's the fucking monomyth.
It's the hero's journey plus some humor and CGI.
99% of movies, not even just superhero movies use the hero's journey. Fucking The Lion King uses the hero's journey.
The only difference here is that there's more CG and more humor, but that doesn't do a lot to make them all the same thing.
The closest you could really get in being like, oh, well, this is a copy and paste is like Doctor Strange to Iron Man. But even then, the devil's in the details. The fucking the visuals, the magic and everything, like it makes it a vastly different experience from the extremely grounded first Iron Man movie. But yeah, you could be like arrogant, rich, white prick gets fucked up and injured and has to learn some goddamn humility while becoming a superhero. It's like, yeah, sure. That's not the basis of an entire movie, though. That's just an aspect that is similar. And to be like, they're all the same.
It starts to come off as just dissing on something because it's popular, kind of.
You know how The Winter Soldier is just like Ragnarok?
Practically the same movie. Because remember, that guy told a joke?
Oh my God, you're right.
There's that character in the movie that told a joke. It's the same movie.
I don't like it when people are happy. Mine superheroes need to wear all black and cry.
That's the other thing is that people often forget that it's like, people are funny sometimes. In my daily life, I laugh a lot. Lots of funny things happen. Just because they're superheroes doesn't mean you can't have funny things.
I see people be like, why would they make a joke? It should be more serious. It's like, hey, do you know why humor exists a lot of times? Because if we were fucking brooding all the time, we'd kill ourselves. Sometimes you make a joke to diffuse tension because you're fucking sad and trying to escape from it.
I've made a joke with a police officer who was interrogating me for reasons that I will not disclose.
Are you secretly the bad boy of this podcast?
It was just one thing. It was a misunderstanding.
One time.
It was a misunderstanding.
One guy.
It's a misunderstanding. But it was a very stressful day. I think back when Arjan was a regular cast member of the Fandom Optimists, we said that if people send us $10, we'll explain the story. But we still have 50 cents. So be a while before we tell that story.
I'm tempted to send you $10 myself. All right.
With that out of the way.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready, Jordan? I want you to clench your butt cheeks for this, kid. That's a My Hero Academia reference, and I know that you don't understand it because there's no way your bitch ass has watched My Hero Academia yet. Start watching it, Jordan.
I tried. I watched an episode and 2/3, and then the website started crapping out on me, and I didn't have the energy to figure out how to watch the rest of the episode.
Oh, fine. I will accept this excuse. Real quick, what did you think of the first episode?
Oh, it was a cool premise. I liked the concept, liked the world, liked the kid. And then it just kind of fizzed out on me, and I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever.
Please finish that episode. Don't let that die.
I will when I've got some time, I will find the last third of that second episode.
Okay. Today we are going to be talking about the Earth's mightiest heroes. We're talking about the Avengers.
As a whole?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I say it up top. We'll talk about a character or a group. The Avengers is a group.
Yeah, my god. This is gonna be an episode, huh? All right.
How's that for a fucking season finale?
I think that sells it, man. That's pretty good.
Bam, bam, dun, dun,
Bum 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 bum.
I'm sorry. Okay. Oh man, where do we even start? Holy shit. Okay, let's talk about their comic origins.
Sure, that's a great place to start.
Fun fact, the Avengers teamed up to fight Loki in the comics.
Was that the first time?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. When the Asgardian god Loki seeks revenge against his brother Thor, his machinations unwittingly lead teenager Rick Jones. Wait, did Rick Rick gathered the Avengers instead of Nick Fury originally?
Oh my god.
For those of you who don't know, harkening back to the origin of the Hulk, Dr. Bruce Banner pelted by gamma rays. Well, when he was pelted by gamma rays, he was because he saw some dumbass little teenager out in the bomb testing site, driving out there on a dare from his fucking friends. And he realized the gamma bomb was about to go off, and he tackled this teenager into a trench, and then he got blasted by gamma rays. That teenager was Rick Jones, who was originally the only person to know that Bruce Banner was the Hulk, and he became the Hulk's confidant and biggest fan. And he would later become a gamma mutate himself, known as A-Bomb. But
once again, something I'm only aware of because of the Lego games.
How does he appear in those games? Is he Rick Jones or is he A-Bomb?
You can play as both. It's just an unlockable character. It's just if you do enough little side missions in the open world New York, you unlock A-Bomb, and then he can turn into Rick Jones.
Oh yeah, because Hulk can turn back and forth between Bruce Banner and Hulk. It's like a mode change.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, Rick Jones wound up collecting Hank Pym, the Ant-Man, the Wasp, and Iron Man to help Thor and the Hulk, whom Loki was using as a pawn. Yes, in pretty much every iteration of the Avengers forming, Hulk is almost always manipulated to fight the Avengers. Ultimate Avengers, the movie, which is not great because it's based on the Ultimates in the comics and they suck. Well, specifically Captain America sucks, but you know what? That version of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver ain't too good neither.
Yeah.
Do we? You know what? I brought it up. Well, let's talk about that real quick. Why'd they make them incest fuckers? Like,
oh dear God.
For those of you who don't know, I'm sure many of you know of Ultimate Spider-Man, which is an alternate universe retelling of Spider-Man, and that wound up creating the Ultimate Universe. And in the Ultimate Universe, they're called the Ultimates, and they suck. Some parts are neat, like
Thor is initially depicted as just a fucking crazy guy with incredible metahuman abilities who thinks he's the god of thunder.
That's fun.
That's neat, and it's left ambiguous on whether or not he actually is. For a while, anyway. They do eventually give a definitive answer, but but then you got shit like Steve Rogers is a fucking crazy person. He's a racist, and he's like super pro murder. Wing nut job.
Oh God.
And it's like, yeah, I get it because he's from the 40s. I understand the point. Is that like, well, if it was really someone from the 40s brought into the modern age, wouldn't they be a raging bundle of fucking racism? It's like,
although that always surprises me as a stance because, yeah, I guess maybe patriotism was fails in the 40s for good reason, but also the 30s and 40s was like the closest we ever got to progressive socialist policy with the New Deal and FDR and everything.
That's true, yeah.
So I think that's funny that people think just because you're from the 30s or 40s, I guess you would be socially more right wing.
I think it's the idea that that was the era in history where we were the most open to progressivism, where we were the most open to positive change. You know, we were accepting science and we were accepting, increased empathy for your fellow man and all working together and forming a great nation. But that's also because nobody accepted that shit before, so we were in dire need of it.
Yep.
But yeah, so Ultimate Avengers, Hulk wound up being used against them in that movie. That was a crazy fight because Hank actually turns into Giant Man and fucking Hulk is just like, I don't care. And he just leaps up and like punches him in the throat. No, like he grabs his big ass throat and starts choking him out with his tiny little hands.
Oh my
God. But like they touch on it with the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon by Enchantress. They do it in the Avengers 2012 movie where he turns into the Hulk in the middle of the helicarrier and goes on a rampage. And yes, in the comics too. But eventually, they all work together. They beat Loki, and from a suggestion by the Wasp, a lot of people don't know the Wasp named them. They called themselves the Avengers. But yes, the original roster was Ant-Man, Wasp, Hulk, Iron Man, and Thor.
Mm-hmm.
And then the roster changed almost immediately. In the second issue, Ant-Man became Giant Man. Hulk left the team once he realized how much everybody feared him. And then in issue number 4, Captain America joined. And he was given founding member status in Hulk's place. And it went going crazy from there. Like decades and decades of Avengers comics, there have been like 100 different members. It's a very fluid roster. It's pretty much like if one of the OG members say you're an Avenger, well, you're an Avenger. I mean, like, I could look up, like, let me put it this way. There's a Wikipedia page, and then you scroll down to team roster, and it links to a separate article called List of Avengers Members. Yeah. So I'll just name out some of the well-known ones real quick. All right. Iron Man, Thor, Wasp, Ant-Man, Hulk, Captain America, Hawkeye, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Hercules, Black Panther, Vision, Black Widow, Mantis, Beast, Hellcat, Miss Marvel, Falcon, Wonder Man, Tigra, She-Hulk, Captain Marvel, what the fuck, Star Fox?
What?
Okay. Namor, Well, I didn't know that Star Fox was a superhero. I just thought he was a furry. Anyway, Mockingbird, War Machine, Thing, Moon Knight, Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, U.S. Agent, Quasar, Human Torch, Cersei. I'm naming all the ones that I know of, and I'm already skipping over quite a few.
My God.
Spider-Man, Sandman, Spider-Woman, Crystal, Thunderstrike, Darkhawk, Scott Lang, Ant-Man, Captain Britain. Wait, different Captain Britain. Kelsey Lee Shore. I didn't know there was another one. Okay. Luke Cage, Wolverine, Sentry, Echo. I know of her, but I can't remember who she is.
I've heard that name.
Amadeus Cho, Jocasta, Stature. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Do you know who Stature is?
That is the daughter of Ant-Man?
That's Cassie Lang.
All right.
Valkyrie, Nova, Iron Fist, Power Woman, which is Jessica Jones, Doctor Strange, Red Hulk, Daredevil, Storm, Quake, the other Captain Britain, Ryan Braddock, Agent Venom, Havoc, Sunspot, Cannonball, Shang-Chi, Captain Universe, Hyperion. What? Why Hyperion?
Why the fuck is Hyperion? No!
That one doesn't make sense.
You get out of here right now, Hyperion. You go straight home. You don't have a home. You blew it up.
That should not be. Oh.
And
then there's more, but I'm not going to just spend all day listing people. But like to give you an example of how many there are. God, I didn't get halfway down the page.
So speaking of Shang-Chi, in light of recently some comments have come up from Simu Liu's past about China, which has thrown into doubt whether or not China will allow Shang-Chi to premiere in their country. Because, if you criticize the Chinese government, they might not show your movie, which is not meant to be a criticism of the Chinese government, China, in case you want to listen to our podcast. But
I'm sure they're listening to us.
I'm sure they're listening right now. But so as a result, we're wondering whether or not they will allow Shang-Chi to premiere in their country. So do you think that if China were to say, no, you can't show Simu Liu movies in our country, will Marvel avoid letting Shang-Chi join the Avengers?
Fuck no. I mean, like, I understand everyone wants to tap the Chinese market, but
And Disney often goes to great lengths to make sure they can tap the Chinese market.
But let's be abundantly clear here. Marvel is not hurting for recognition or money right now.
That's true.
They will absolutely make easily 3 times over whatever they put into any project they put out, even without China being a factor. So if Kevin Feige pushes hard enough and goes, no, Shang-Chi will be in the next Avengers movie, Disney's going to be like, we can't kill the golden goose. Put him in. So, I'm going to put this up. Fuck about whether or not China allows it. You know what? Maybe we shouldn't be kowtowing to crazy imperialist doctrines.
And I certainly hope that Disney agrees with you on the matter of Shang-Chi, because I really want to see him show up in the Avengers movies.
I would love to see his movie, but why the fuck did they make it a theater release?
Yeah. I mean, I once saw it in a theater.
oh, the movie didn't make as much as we were expecting, and I'm sure it's because of racists. And it's like, look, to some degree, sure, I'm sure racists
Really, is
will,
that
but
a discussion that's happening? Because everything I've seen,
yeah,
this movie has like blown every expectation out of the water.
I saw a news report about it where people were complaining about issues with Asian American representation. And it's like, I understand there are issues of Asian representation in American films, but maybe the real issue is that you made it a theater only release during a fucking pandemic.
Yeah, although that doesn't seem to have stopped it that much. I think it had it has the I think it has the highest grossing second weekend since the pandemic began.
Yeah, but they're never fucking satisfied. They
I
want
know,
more.
nothing's ever good enough for anyone. But whenever it is safe for anyone to see the movie as soon as possible,
I've heard some wild shit about it. Like, I've heard people say like this is like, some people are arguing this is a contender for their favorite or best MCU movie. People say, like,
I would put this I would put this top 5.
Yo, what's poppin', y'all?
Let's pop it up. I would put 5 for MCU for me at the moment.
That's wild, because like,
I think it's real good.
For me to even like think about what my top 5 would be, it'd be like, all right, Infinity War and Endgame have to be on there. Probably like Ragnarok.
For me,
Civil
oh man,
War.
what would my top 5? I guess since we're on an Avengers episode, all of this is fair game. That's the loophole. We can talk about anything on an Avengers episode.
Hell yeah.
I guess if I were going top 5 MCU, partly for emotional and nostalgic connection, Captain America: The First Avenger gets my top spot, with Endgame at a close second.
Dude, real quick, that imagery of Captain America standing on the hill with the broken shield in front of the entire army.
It's the best. I was in tears, I tell you.
Is iconic. Like, I know people use iconic a lot, but that's truly an image that I could see myself like thinking of up till my deathbed.
The first time it's like my dad got to see the original Star Wars at opening, and he always talks about these mind-blowing, moments, and seeing it for the first time is a really important event. And for me, I'm like, that the first time I saw that scene, that will stick with me. That's a profound moment in my life.
Yeah.
Like, incredible.
I'm a big fan of cinematography. Like, I think being able to composition a shot to make it look like art, and you know me, I'm not one that's a fucking art snob. I can't stand the Zack Snyder films, and they're about as artsy-fartsy as you can fucking get.
Are they though?
In terms of the superhero medium, like, because
I guess I would.
Well, let me rephrase.
I would call them the attempt to be artsy versions of exactly what Marvel, less jokes.
I was going to say they're what people perceive as high art, when really it's
all the same thing. There's just fewer jokes.
It's crappier. Anyway, so my point is, I don't think that artistry is the main make or break thing for a movie, but like, when you look at the sort of shot composition or transitions or framing of works from people like Edgar Wright, you look at a fucking Edgar Wright film and the way everything blends into each other, or the way things cut perfectly, the way a scene is depicted, and it can be for such little things. Like, have you ever seen Hot Fuzz?
Yes, I love it.
There's a bit where they're introducing the Sanford Police Department, and they introduce this one guy, and he looks up, and he's right in front of a whiteboard And his head is perfectly in the middle of a bunch of arrows that are like insulting him.
That's great.
And it's like little things like that. So like I think cinematography plays a big part, and that was one of the most beautiful pieces of cinematography I ever saw. That shot with Captain America on the hill. Sorry for that tangent.
No, definitely one of the reasons that it is in the top 2 for me. I feel like, okay, if I were gonna go top 5, okay, it actually gets pretty hard, because anytime I try to actually rank them, I'm like, oh, but the Guardians movies are so good. Oh, but Thor 3 is so good. I'm like, oh, but all 3 Captain Americas are amazing. Oh, that original Iron Man, that was perfect.
Ragnarok is 100% in my top 5. And again, a big part of it is cinematography, specifically for that shot as he's slow motion falling down toward a horde of the zombie enemies that are climbing on top of each other with spears pointed up as the lightning trails from his body. And you start to hear that boom, boom, bam, boom, boom, bam.
Yep. That is one of the cooler moments in the MCU. I really like it. I've off the top of my head, I want to put Shang-Chi in the top 5. It's just really cool, and it's got some really pretty stuff, and it's got a great villain, and it's the action. Because it's a kung fu movie. It's a kung fu movie in the MCU. It's awesome.
Yeah, look, I have one hope for this movie that I have not seen yet. My one hope is that it is what I was hoping Iron Fist would be.
Yeah, I'll let you be the judge when you see it in presumably 4 to 5 months.
You weren't here for my Iron Fist episode. I think that was like episode 5. But
yeah, I don't think I was on that one.
Did you ever hear me talk about it?
I think I remember playing it.
Can you take one guess what my entire mood for that episode was?
Rage.
Yeah. I know it's not hard to guess with me, but
oh
man, I was fucking screaming about like, Danny Rand, stop being a whiny little bitch.
I think I got to go rewatch that, because I remember having a good time.
I'm glad.
Listening to that. Yeah, well, it's definitely not that. I can tell you that much.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm looking really forward to whenever I do get to see it. My one thing is, the 10 rings,
yes.
Okay, they are, from judging based on what I've seen in the trailers, they are nothing like the 10 rings from the comics. They function more as they can extend or like magnetize towards each other.
Honestly, what they kind of feel like to me is like really low level Green Lantern ring. Like if you've got the 10 rings, it's like it can help you hold on to something, or it can help you jump really far, or punch something really hard, or punch something really far away, or like they turn into a whip, or like they can kind of float around you and hit stuff. And it feels like it's kind of just whatever you're instinctively thinking about and wanting them to do. They kind of feel like they're just low level Green Lantern ring kind of thing.
Don't get me wrong, that's cool, but I think it might be hard to do, but I would like the actual 10 rings.
Yeah, I think this better facilitates the kung fu movie aspect of it. To have like martial arts and they're throwing rings around and the rings are the physicality. Yeah, instead of, because they're like just magic in the comics, right? Like they do laser beams, and
there's like one ring that does fire, one ring that does ice, one ring that does gravity, one ring that like lets you control air currents and
I
shit
can
like
see
that.
how that would be really hard to adapt in a movie in general, and kind of pointless to adapt in a kung fu movie. So I mean, granted, they didn't have to use the 10 rings in their kung fu movie, but for what this movie is, the 10 rings worked really well in it, even though it's not comic accurate. That's the best way I can put it.
all right. I mean, like, I'm willing to accept that this is an adaptation and not everything is translated one for one, and it never has been ever since the start of the MCU. Again, I mentioned in my Iron Man episode, or our Iron Man episode, that was like the second episode you're a part of or something.
Yep.
But he was not quippy in the comics. He was kind of just a serious asshole.
Yep. He was depressed.
But yeah, talking about Iron Man, let's use that to segue back into the Avengers.
Oh yeah, we're on the Avengers episode.
Yeah. So let's should we talk about the movies, like the MCU movies first? Because there's so much we can draw on with the Avengers. Like we can talk about EMH. I almost said EMS.
Yeah, it's so good.
We could talk about the video game, which I never finished.
I never bought it.
You know what? It was enjoyable to a point, because there is an issue of sudden difficulty spike in a fucking training mission that I needed to unlock some shit, and it was so infuriating. That was my main problem. The gameplay was interesting. It was like, I don't know if you've ever played Lord of the Rings. I can't remember its name. You're a half ghost man.
I have not played whatever that is.
Battle. No, not Battle from the North. What fucking Shadow of Mordor?
I've heard of it. I've not played it.
Well, it's sort of like a open world. You can run around, get in isolated fights. Like there's groups of there's little pockets of enemies, and you can get into a fight and then immediately like run out and do the next thing. It's kind of like the Marvel Spider-Man game, but more flat terrain. Like there's jumping and some traversal and stuff, but it's not massive skyscrapers like Spider-Man.
Right.
But like the gameplay felt like it left something to be desired. The story was very interesting. I was
That's
into
generally
the story.
what I've heard about it.
I do find it very fun that they pulled MODOK as the villain. I feel like MODOK somehow simultaneously gets used more than a lot of Avengers enemies, but also doesn't get used enough. Like, he was in fucking Marvel vs. Capcom.
Wait, he was? That's funny.
Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 3. You can play as MODOK.
That's funny.
One of his main moves is he can jump up into the air and then like tilt himself diagonally down and fucking headbutt the enemy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he just fucking floats around his big fat fucking baby head on a chair. But yeah. Let's talk about some Avengers villains. Because like I feel like everybody here knows about the Avengers, and hell, we've talked about a bunch of the Avengers already, like in their own separate episodes. Is there any villain that you would like to start with?
Oh, like from the movies?
Any of them? Any Avengers villains?
We could
have one.
Oh, what you got?
I was gonna say I have one to start with if if you need a second, but
I was leaning Ultron. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta talk Ultron. Okay, big thing. Don't get me wrong. I like the movie. That was not the Ultron I wanted.
It is my least favorite of the 4 Avengers movies.
Agreed. Which sucks because it's the first Avengers movie I saw in theaters with my girlfriend.
Oh wow.
I mean, we still had a good time, but Also, that movie did not have to have a fucking Bruce Pratt fall into Natasha's titties. That was unnecessary.
Oh my god!
This ain't a
Fucking
fucking
Joss. Joss, go home. Oh my!
Very glad we traded him out for the Russo brothers.
My god, Joss. Sick of him.
Bordering on Michael Bay levels of horny over here.
Oh my god! And then he did it again with the Justice League. He thought it was so funny that he put it in Justice League.
Oh my god.
God, what an idiot.
I wasn't expecting this level of vitriol from you over fucking Joss Whedon.
Dude, Joss Whedon is a garbage person. I mean, my god. There's also, all the blatant, sexism and various allegations of making people uncomfortable, and the Ray Fisher allegations of racism. But one joke, what?
God. On an unrelated note, I can't remember if I've ever mentioned it on here, if I've ever mentioned it to you. I was told at one point that I have a Joker laugh, and every once in a while I hear it, and I just did it, and I was like, oh, damn it. We live in a society.
Yeah, that was pretty much it, yeah.
Hmm?
Did we have like a connection problem?
So, are we okay?
I think so. I think I can hear you correctly.
All right.
Dear listener, we've had an unexplainable connection problem just now.
It was weird. Like, there was like silence. I'm like getting ready to talk, and then there was kind of a stutter, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Anyway, yes, Joker laugh, very much so.
I'm sorry. Like that's my like, I'm absolutely giddy and I can't hold my laugh back anymore. Because normally I do this sort of like little like half cough chuckle where I'm like and
yeah.
But that's just me going full like
It was full on. It wasn't even like a Mark Hamill. It was the full on Cesar Romero Joker. It was
is that what I sound like?
No, I'm just.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like I didn't realize my laugh sounded like that.
Sometimes I go Cesar Romero if I'm having a good enough time. If I'm having a good enough time.
Yeah. Oh God. All right. Joss Whedon.
Joss,
fucking
what an idiot! What an idiot!
Stop making movies.
Yeah, just go away, Joss.
Yeah. All right. So Ultron. Okay. I know. Every time I'm like, hey, so Earth's Mightiest Heroes is really good, but legitimately, Earth's Mightiest Heroes did Ultron way better than Age of Ultron did. The entire idea that he is, originally made for a good purpose, they do take that into the movie, but who makes him is completely different. They had Tony Stark make him in the movies, and you know what? Tony Stark has enough shit going on. They could have let Ant-Man make him. They did Ant-Man literally the movie after Age of Ultron. So there was literally no reason to be like to not introduce Hank Pym as a former Ant-Man in Age of Ultron and have him make Ultron, and then for the literal next movie be like, oh, I did some bad in the last movie, so now I'm gonna do some good. I'm gonna recruit this little Robert fucker and have him be the new Ant-Man. Like, that could have easily been done.
They could have done that.
They didn't want to. They wanted to give it to Iron Man, and like, I understand you're trying to keep you're trying to keep focus on like your big player characters. I get that, but again, he has enough going on. Like
it probably would have been pretty hard to introduce Hank Pym in that movie, and then he builds Ultron. I think outside of comic book fans, it probably would have been pretty, because it also would have made it feel like this is an irredeemable person if you don't know who he is before he builds Ultron. You'd just think, oh well, this is just a shit character.
Let me pitch this to you. Remove Amadeus Cho's mom that they've done nothing with since from the movie, and replace Bruce Banner's part in assisting Tony in building Ultron with Hank Pym. So the time used to introduce Amadeus Cho's mom, and I'm only going to call her that because I can't remember her name.
It was Helen Cho.
What?
I think it was Helen.
Oh, probably. Okay, sure. The time used to introduce Helen as a character could have been used to introduce Hank. And then the time shown having Bruce assist Tony in making Ultron could have been done having Tony assist Hank in making Ultron. Tony could see Hank's idea of Ultron as the suit of armor around the world that he's been striving for. Like, Hank delivered the final piece for Tony's vision, so he helps him realize it. But then all the shit goes bad.
That could have worked.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, and again, like, it's really cool for nerds of the comics to see Helen Cho. But do you think the average moviegoer knows who the fuck she was?
I didn't.
They haven't introduced Amadeus Cho, and if they keep up with their bullshit of never doing another Hulk movie, they never will.
Nope.
So, what was the point? And for those of you who are curious, you're like, who the fuck is this Amadeus Cho they keep talking about? He's a Hulk. He is, what's he called? He's not the Incredible Hulk. He's the tubular Hulk or some shit. Like the Radical Hulk or something. like imagine if the Hulk had like George Takei's "Oh my" face. And you pretty much got Amadeus Cho.
Well, now I just want that in live action.
Just like a smirky Asian-faced Hulk. And there he is. That's him. And he's closer to Professor Hulk than anything. But
where he's got a normal personality.
Yeah. But now also that might be weird, given that we now have Professor Hulk.
Yeah, and we're about to do She-Hulk, who also has a normal personality.
Oh man, dude, I am so ready to simp for a big green muscle lady. They better make her muscly. They better dude, I will be furious. I will be more pissed about this than I was about the Inhumans if they do not make She-Hulk muscly.
If she's just
don't
like
be
standard
fucking
hot girl but green.
Yeah, if they make her fucking like slim and petite, like slim thick, how they do.
If they just do Gamora but a lawyer.
Oh, I will be pissed. You better not fuck me on this, Disney. Don't be cowards. Let her be fucking swole. I want to be able to imagine rubbing my face against her abs.
Okay.
Look, I got a thing, all right? Don't fucking judge me. I really like muscle girls, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just want to be embraced by their big, strong arms. I want She-Hulk to fucking pin me against a locker and take my lunch money before making out with me.
Sounds hot.
Right? Okay, so anyway, hey, I touched on them briefly recently. You remember when I was talking to you about the Dark Avengers?
Yes.
I forgot a major member of the Dark Avengers. I had told you that there's a Dark Avengers Spider-Man, which is Venom. I told you there's a Dark Avengers Iron Man, which is Norman Osborn's Iron Patriot. I told you Avengers Captain America, which is U.S. Agent, and there's Dark Avengers Wolverine, Dawkins, and so on, Black Widow, and all them. Oh, there's a couple I forgot. Can you guess who the Dark Avengers Hawkeye is?
Ooh. Is it Echo?
No.
I feel like I knew the name Echo from somewhere, and I thought it was that.
All
right, who is
I said it earlier this episode.
Oh, man.
Echo's
you
name.
Also said
is.
Echo earlier this episode.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I said Echo earlier. I didn't say who this person is.
Okay.
They're not.
Is it?
Remember?
Is it Bullseye?
Remember the. Well, yes.
Okay.
I was going to say, remember that the Dark Avengers aren't typically Avengers members. They're typically villains.
Right.
But yes, it is Bullseye. But then also, the Dark Avengers Thor. You have to think a little bit more outside the box for this one.
Well, it's not going to be Electro.
You hear me?
Civil War?
Yes. Like comic Civil War.
Well, then that could be anyone. I can't place it. Who is it?
Ragnarok.
Oh, is that the there's like a cyborg Thor or something?
Yeah, it's like a half clone, half robot Thor called Ragnarok.
Yeah, I've played that character in a Lego game.
Oh my god. Of course. Okay. The big impetus which actually caused the actual like fighting to break out in Civil War was that Goliath, who appeared in the second Ant-Man movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah, Goliath got murdered by Ragnarok. And a bunch of people thought that was like actually Thor. And so then they went, oh, so we're just fucking killing each other now? Got it. And then all the fighting broke out. Man, there's so much to talk about with Avengers. I feel like we're just going to be all over the map because, like, how do you even structure a discussion about the Avengers?
About the Avengers as a whole, it's not easy, man. This is not easy.
Oh, there is another thing about Ultron I wanted to mention. Do you think we will ever get Jocasta in the MCU?
Which one is Jocasta?
Ultron was originally based on Hank Pym's brain. His AI was, and he wanted a wife, and so he made an AI based off of Janet's brain, and her name is Jocasta. And ironically, Jocasta, while Ultron inherited Hank Pym's borderline insanity and women-beating tendencies, Jocasta inherited the fact that Janet is actually a good fucking person. And she was like, oh my god, we're like killer robots and shit. No, I'm not helping you. And she fought Ultron and joined the Avengers.
Interesting.
Yeah. I really like her. I think she's a super cool character. They do a lot of crazy shit with Jocasta. Like, I think at one point there's like a series of Jocastas and there's like a satellite or some shit. Oh, no, wait, I'm thinking of like Brother Eye from DC, which does kind of a similar. But yeah, there's It's just a lot of shit. Like, it's not even talking about like Kang the Conqueror, which is one of the biggest fucking Avengers villains there is, and yet they're somehow limiting him to the Loki TV series and Ant-Man Quantumania.
It ain't gonna stay
Ant-Man
that way.
Quantumania,
This is the
What?
build-up.
maybe. Unless Ant-Man Quantumania is like the next Civil War movie where it's basically Avengers Light, then
Well, see,
it would
I'm
have
betting
to be.
because we met a variant of Kang in Loki, and he was telling us that there's worse versions of me that are coming, and so I'm guessing we Kang for the first time in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and then it'll be like, oh no, now Avengers 5 is Kang is doing some shit.
It's I don't know if they're going to do that because they've never done recurring villains before. The closest we got was Thanos, but he never actually did any villaining in any of the movies prior to Infinity War.
Yeah, but I
Um,
guess, do we know how big in Ant-Man 3?
He's supposed to be the villain of that movie.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
That's why I'm like,
Okay.
it would be wild if they like. I'm not saying it's impossible, and I would love it if they do, but I'm just not sure that they would want to have the hero not beat the villain at the end of several movies until the next big Avengers movie. Because like, imagine if Kang, because like he can exist simultaneously at different points in time due to his time travel. Imagine if he was the villain of like multiple lead up movies and proving how he can best these like single or duo heroes, and ultimately like none of them can stop him. So because the Avengers has, not been a thing ever since Iron Man died and Captain America left and all that and Thor went into space, we need a new Avengers to fight Kang, and that leads into Avengers 5.
That's kind of where I thought this was headed, but maybe not.
I hope it is, but I'm not ready to hold my breath over that yet because like they seem nervous. Well, their history has seemed nervous about reusing characters. Again, the only time they've really let a villain be the main villain of the movie twice is Thanos, and that was like the entire point of Infinity War was, isn't it crazy that they didn't beat him in this movie? Yo, that's the big thing of this movie. The villain didn't lose or die.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing. They're doing it less lately. Thank goodness. They have a history of just killing their villains to not reuse them.
Yeah.
So it's they're going in a more wild direction these days. They're leaning more into the ability to reuse characters, and the multiverse and the time travel shit opens up the ability for them to still have dramatic impact of killing characters, but not saying goodbye to them forever, like what they did with Gamora, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Although
I'm
so
hoping-
far in Phase 4, really, they're definitely mixing stuff up because we started with WandaVision, where really Wanda's the villain, and then Agatha is kind of there, and then there's a fight for a reason that I'm fairly clear on. But
wait, you're not clear on why the fight happened?
I gotta cast my brain back to January, but that. Yeah, Wanda's doing some terrible things, and Agatha shows up. I guess Agatha's trying to take her magic, and we don't want to give.
It wasn't even necessarily her original motivation. Wasn't just to take her magic. It was to find out how she was casting this crazy level of magic, which she hasn't had access to in like 400 years. Like
Right.
Magic on autopilot, as she put it, where mind control spells were running all the way at the edge of town without Wanda's direct input, and like the ability to warp reality, in various ways, like change the form of different pieces of matter and whatnot, and like some really high level shit that takes usually a lot years and years of practice or a long sequence of preparation, like casting runes or like performing rituals or whatever, and Wanda's just doing it like from her hands and shit. And then upon realizing that she's able to do all this because she's the Scarlet Witch, she was like, oh, so one, if I take all of your power, then I'll be very strong. But also, two, if I take all your power, you can't destroy the fucking world. So I live here.
Yeah. So the villain, kinda.
Pretty much, yeah.
And so I'm like, that's new. That's a change of pace. It's at least very murky who you're supposed to be rooting for at times.
Yeah.
In that show.
Let's be real though. Like, you can argue between Wanda or Agatha all day long, but the real villain of that show is Hayward.
It's
Fuck
Hayward,
that guy.
and the real hero is Monica.
Yes.
Where she's the only character that is unambiguously she is right and you should want her to succeed.
Dude, I'm nervous to see what she can do, because in the comics, she's stronger than Carol.
Ooh. Cool.
Yeah, that's like, ooh, oh man, Carol's like the top two along with Wanda.
Well, and Miranda and I over on Fandom Optimists have made a couple jokes about how I think some of these what if episodes that are going on, if they make a part 2, it's Captain Marvel shows up and vaporizes all of the problems. Because like the episode 3 of What If ended with, and then Captain Marvel shows up. So clearly what happens right after this is Captain Marvel vaporizes the Asgardian army and takes the Earth back.
I feel like, I don't know, like, because it's hard to scale her against Hela, because we never got to see. Hela was able to beat Thor's ass, and Captain Marvel, like, I feel like she might be stronger than Thor, but is she that much stronger than him?
That's a good point. I mean, we saw her like destroy the Kree Armada pretty effortlessly.
Yeah, but a lot of that was also largely due to getting the jump on them. And, I'm just like, because like I know Hela could take on the Asgardian army. She did. But but I feel like they might give Carol a run for her money. Especially with the casket of
Thor would also be able to cut through the Asgardian army if he's at full power.
Yeah. That's fair.
So I don't know. It would be a toss-up. Anyway, if Monica's definitely if Monica's more powerful than Captain Marvel, that's gonna be insane.
Yeah,
but
I don't know if they're going to be willing to do that, because she's already a pretty high ceiling, in terms of what has come before with these series. Though they do seem to be power scaling things up slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Like Kang seems like he's got to be like an above Thanos level threat. And Thanos washed Hulk, so.
Well, yeah, and they did really good at doing that scale up in Loki, where it's like, hey, you remember the whole point of the last 12 years of storytelling? Those are paperweights. And this guy oversees the organization and created the organization that sees them as paperweights.
Yeah, like they also made it very quickly clear that we're on a different level, because some random grunt was able to immediately detain Loki.
Yeah.
Which is something that it took
the Avengers
to do.
Yeah, so we're seeing that any random time variance authority agent is
about as efficient as early days Avengers.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that for power scaling.
Yeah.
But so between WandaVision, where it's like, I don't know, Wanda might be the villain, and then you get Falcon and Winter Soldier, where it's like, what was her name? Kelly is the Morgenthau is the was it Kelly Morgenthau? I know it was Morgenthau, but
Yeah.
but
I know that because of fucking Walker's Morgenthau.
yeah, that's the only reason it sticks in my mind. But the Flag Smashers are kind of the villain, but they're also maybe kind of have a point. And then Captain America gives this big speech at the end about how you shouldn't be calling them terrorists, and these are just misunderstood people, and this out. So did the series, and I thought U.S. Agent is going to be, and then he's the villain, but then he's not the villain. He helped save some people, and so
what's really good, by the way, about Sam's Captain America being the one to be like, don't call them terrorists, is because he also mentioned the word thugs, and
yes,
it's a very direct parallel to how us Americans tend to throw black people under the bus because no matter what they're going through, no matter what their reasonings are, if you call them thugs, well, then they're fair game to do whatever you want to them.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was a good detail.
Yeah, like I feel like that's something that could be like a blink and you'll miss it for like a lot of people that aren't as in tune with the issues of the black community. But and again, I'm not black, but I'm from an area where there's predominantly black people, and I'm a lot more aware of the shit that they have to deal with as a result. And so I picked up on that like immediately. I was like, oh shit, that's a great point to bring up.
Yeah, I caught that wording. I found that pretty poignant. That was really cool. But it's cool to me that Falcon and Winter Soldier is also a little murky with here's the hero, here's the villain, and then we kill the villain. And I think they did kill Morgenthau. But
they did. She did.
And they didn't kill Agatha. Interesting. But and then we had what came next? Loki, where not a villain really, the He Who Remains, kind of just trying his best to prevent this multiversal war. He's doing it in bad ways. And I really thought it was cool that I think I've mentioned this before on both shows, that that he gives us this speech that, like, this is the guy who's been erasing people's free will, deleting timelines, running this time fascist organization, and he's the best possible version of this person in the timeline. He's scared of the other versions.
Let me ask you something. This might seem a little bit random, but does he look like the kind of guy that would be named Nathaniel to you?
That's pretty funny and kind of true. It's Nathaniel Reed, right?
Nathaniel Richards. Reed.
Nathaniel Richards. My God, why did I do Reed? God damn it.
But because like it reminds me of like of the time when Chadwick Boseman was reading tweets, and he was like, "Why is one of the coldest black dudes to be in movies got to have a white bread ass name like Chadwick?"
That was great. He that is pretty funny. I hadn't thought of that. But so Loki is also kind of a little murky on villainy and good versus evil and stuff like that. Black Widow kind of goes back to formula: clear villain, kill the villain. And then Shang-Chi also, without really spoiling anything, I'm not going to give away any details, but it is also very interestingly detailed about, how wrong is the villain? Should we hate them, and should we keep them around? Which I'm not going to spoil anything else. But so Shang-Chi also, it kind of falls in line with these Phase 4 properties of, it doesn't feel like the same, here's the good guy, here's the bad guy, here's the fight pattern.
I really appreciate that because one of the earliest criticisms of the MCU was their villain issue, and I had to agree with it. Again, I love the MCU, but in the early days, because they were so focused on building up the stories of the heroes, and I'm not necessarily saying that that was a mistake. I do think it served largely to focus specifically on the stories of the heroes themselves and their characters and their motivations and their developments. But as a result, the villains themselves fell by the wayside. And God, we just kept getting, what if the villain is like the good guy but bad?
Yep.
We got Iron Man fought Ironmonger and Whiplash. We got fucking Captain America fought Red Skull. We got Ant-Man fought Yellow Jacket. There's so many of them were just Thor fought Loki. It's like, what if they had the same powers but were bad? And it does get a little tiring after a while when you're like, oh boy, I wonder if this person who has all the same powers as our hero is going to be the villain of this movie, because we got to have a mirror match.
Yep.
Like, I find fight scenes far more fascinating when the two characters fighting have different abilities, and as a result, they need to play to their strengths and you try to use the other's weaknesses to so like if you got someone whose power is super strength fighting someone whose power is to throw fireballs, well then the fight is no longer just two guys with super strength trying to be better super strengthers. It's the guy with fire is trying to stay at a distance and pelt this guy with fireballs until he collapses from burns, versus what the guy with super strength is trying to do is avoid the fire as much as he can and get in close to land in one solid shot, which will end it. And that immediately makes a whole different kind of dynamic for the fight than what you get from a mirror match.
Yeah, so I am glad that Phase 4 seems to be going new directions on the good versus evil thing. But partly because of that, I feel like Kang isn't going to follow the same way we expect based on what's come before.
Yeah.
At least I hope. I hope they do something different.
I'm so like I'm apprehensive. Does that make sense? Like
That fits.
It's not that I'm worried, but it's like a combination of me being excited and nervous and curious. Like I'm on the edge of my seat to see what Marvel does next. And that is absolutely 100% meant to be read as a compliment. Like I trust them, but I'm also just like trying to rack my own brain and be like, how will they do it? What will they do? Like,
yeah, and the
good
news is every time I've had that thought, I'm blown away the next time I see something.
Yeah. And like, again, if you guys don't think the MCU is God's greatest gift to this earth, that's fine. If you don't even like all the MCU movies, that's fine. Guess what? I don't like all the MCU movies.
I do, but I'm a fandom optimist.
I don't like Thor 2.
It's my least of the franchise, and I still think it's a pretty cool movie.
I'm also not a big fan of Iron Man 3.
That's my second least favorite in the franchise, and I still think it's a pretty cool movie.
And everything I know about Inhumans says that it's bad.
Inhumans is actually bad. I wasn't counting that when we said MCU earlier, so I forgot that counts. If that counts, that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's technically, like, yeah, that's how it was released.
Let me put into perspective how bad the Inhumans is, because I am the fandom optimist. I love this shit. I will make myself love this shit when I don't. I like Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern movie, and I have found reasons to be totally Batman versus Superman. But I couldn't watch the pilot episode of Inhumans. I gave up. Like 20 minutes into the episode. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this show.
Jeez.
I can't
Everything, the bits I've seen of it from the trailer remind me of like the worst aspects of season 5 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I think was actually coming out around the same time. I think Marvel was trying a certain direction and it wasn't panning out, and so they quickly veered out of it.
Oh, and on Iron Fist, like, I thought Iron Fist was boring and kind of a mess, but there were parts of it where I'm like, that was cool.
The penultimate episode had that fight with Colleen in the rain.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was rad. Colleen should have been the main character in that fucking show.
Yep.
Also, like, what kind of contrived ass bullshit is it that his first day back in New York, he happens to find the single random karate instructor in the city that has also got history with the hand?
Mm-hmm.
They could have done that better. Anyway, they could have done that whole show better.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of characters like Iron Fist, let's talk future Avengers members for the MCU, because there are people to pick from. Let's talk about who we want to see. For a new Avengers roster.
Avengers, the young ones.
No, that's either Young
That's the
Avengers
Young
or Next
Avengers.
Avengers.
Okay.
Yeah. Young Avengers is the ones in the modern era that are like younger characters that are sort of a side team to the core Avengers, and the Next Avengers are the future, like the children of the Avengers. So
who in the comics typically becomes the new Avengers?
Well, that's the thing. It's kind of got its own roster that can be fluid, similar to the core Avengers. But as an example, there was an Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes episode where they did a new Avengers, where Kang actually teleported all of, or I guess time ported, all of the core Avengers out. And Tony initiated the new Avengers protocol on his way out. And it was Spider-Man, Wolverine, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, The Thing, and War Machine. Do you remember this episode I speak of?
Maybe. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember.
All right, so I'm looking it up. Okay, so the first roster of the new Avengers in 2005 was Luke Cage, Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, and in quotations, Spider-Woman, but it was actually Queen Veranki. The Queen of the Skrull Empire.
Okay.
And then later stretches included Wolverine and Sentry, which seems a bit much, but okay. Echo, who was under the guise of Ronin at the time.
Okay.
So essentially, New Avengers is like there's sort of a B team Avengers that forms whenever the former roster of the Avengers is broken up or otherwise detained in some sort of way. And I think the MCU would do well to, instead of trying to call the next Avengers movie Avengers whatever, call it New Avengers.
Okay.
Does that not sound like a good move to you?
Yeah, it would.
Okay. It was just your reaction there. I was like, ooh, was that a bad idea?
No, I'm just my brain's all over the place.
But like, for example, like the EMH episode, we could have War Machine, Don Cheadle, who was recently seen wearing a shirt saying "Protect trans kids." We stand.
Love it.
He could be there filling the Iron Man spot. Shang-Chi, Captain Marvel, I think they would be obvious ones. Not sure about Wanda, unless she ironically fills like the Hulk role,
Mm-hmm.
where she's meant to be kind of cagey and not super trustworthy. Although I guess that would also kind of be the original Black Widow role, right? Like,
yeah.
Not in the MCU, but in like every other version. I think Spider-Man absolutely has to be on the new Avengers. You gotta. Doctor Strange probably.
Yeah, we would put Doctor Strange. I would want.
Yeah, I said him.
Oh, sorry. And man, who else is around?
Like others. Okay, so I I gotta say this real quick. So we should have a new Avengers. Seems like we're building up for a Dark Avengers.
Right.
We're building up to a Young Avengers, which is going to include Wiccan and Speed and
Stature.
Stature. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, she totally can be. And not to mention fucking Kid Loki.
Oh yeah. And I feel like there was another. Eli Bradley, the Patriot.
Oh yeah, Patriot.
Yeah.
Wait, but would he be Patriot? Because we've had Patriot. I mean, like obviously it's not. It wouldn't be the first time we passed a name on, but he had another name.
When did we have Patriot?
In Agents of Shield.
Oh, I forgot that they named him that.
Yeah.
It'd be fine.
Nobody watched Agents of Shield.
Yeah, not enough people watched it, and it wouldn't confuse people. And if I forgot, then I think most people will be fine with it.
I'm upset because he was great. I loved him.
He was so good. I loved him. Who else? Who else in Young Avengers? So do you think? Oh, and we would have. So do you think Spider-Man would be on Young Avengers or New Avengers?
Nah, it's got to be New Avengers because he's already worked with the heavy hitters.
That's true.
But like he was in Endgame.
Yeah.
He deserves a spot on New Avengers.
You probably could put Miss Marvel on the Young Avengers.
Yes, that would be great. But what I was going to say is, so we've got New Avengers, Young Avengers, Dark Avengers. Maybe someday we'll do Next Avengers. But you know what? We could also start building up towards now.
Mm-hmm.
We could start building up towards Pet Avengers.
Oh yes, please.
Because we've got Alligator Loki and Frog Thor from the Loki TV series.
Right. We've got Goose.
Yes. We've got Lockjaw. I know Inhumans sucked, but we do have Lockjaw.
Shouldn't say anything. Never mind. I take it back.
Were you about to spoil Shang-Chi for me?
I was gonna say that there is an animal in Shang-Chi that people seem to like.
You know what? Just tell me. I want to know who the animal friend is.
Its name is Morris, and it has a character poster, so I feel like this isn't a huge spoiler. But it's like this weird creature that's like not from Earth, that's like it looks like two corgi butts like fused together. Like it doesn't have a face. Like it's just both ends. Both ends look like a corgi butt, and
So
it has
it's like the
wings.
opposite of cat dog.
Yes. It's a cute thing, man. That is not a big spoiler. If you've seen the trailer at all, I feel like that's not a big spoiler because you can tell in the trailer that there's at least one scene in this kind of other
there's some
world,
extra dimensional shit going on.
and there's this thing named Morris that's from that world, and it's really cute. So Morris could be on the Pet Avengers.
Oh my god. Just ass the dog.
Mm-hmm.
What I feel like I was gonna say something, and then that took all of my brain cells away for envisioning this double ass creature. Okay. Hey, feel free to spoil me on this because I need to know. Does Fin Fang Foom show up in that fucking movie?
No.
Damn it!
I don't want to like spoil anyone by saying that someone's not in the movie. I feel like that one's okay though.
That upsets me so much. Why? Why do they refuse to do Fin Fang Foom?
There is a dragon,
but it's not.
They don't have Fin Fang Foom.
Damn it!
Did you ever see Fin Fang Foom in the Lego games?
I feel like I have. Like,
He's trying to build a restaurant, and and it's Fin Fang Foom's fantastically fresh and filling fat-free Frogurt factory.
Oh my fucking god!
And it's like my favorite thing.
Oh,
I love that so much.
I'm so upset that they didn't put fucking Fin Fang Foom in that guy. That would have been the time to do it. Because they didn't do it with fucking Iron Fist. Cowards. There's no reason. Like, I know he's Xiao Lao the Undying. You could have fucking made him Fin Fang Foom. No one gives a shit. Also, he could have, like, lived, you know? So, man, how dare they? I find the way they tackle dragons in Marvel to be so crazy. Because, like, you've got Lockheed, you've got Xiao Lao, and you've got Fin Fang Foom, and they're all, like, different kinds of dragons.
Mm.
I bet you nobody even knows who Lockheed is. Do you know who Lockheed is?
I do, just because I eventually watched New Mutants.
Is he in New Mutants?
Kinda. There's what's her name? She's super popular. She's in that movie. I can't place her. But she was in Queen's Gambit. Why don't I remember her name?
You're talking about the actress?
Yeah. But her character in New Mutants has this like little puppet that she calls Lockheed, and it's like a little dragon puppet. And then at some point we get like she like dips into this other realm, and the puppet is alive, and it's a dragon named Lockheed. And so I was like, oh, that must be a comic.
Well, she's not Shadowcat, right?
Maybe she is. I don't think so.
Let me put it this way. Elliot Page, back when he was Ellen Page, was Shadowcat.
Yeah, that's not who this is. This
okay, then it's already different.
Give me a moment. Yeah, I remember reading that it was like that's supposed to be Shadowcat's thing. The character is Magic, spelled with a.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fucking Magic never had anything to do with Lockheed, as far as I'm aware. Obviously,
that's
I'm not
funny.
A repository for this comic book shit, but who is? I'm sure I know things that plenty of experts don't know, so, you know, whatever. But, yeah, Lockheed was always a sidekick to Shadowcat. And I know we're going off of like a tangent within a tangent within a tangent with this sort of thing, but also, do you know that Shadowcat dated Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe?
No. Interesting.
It was really cute.
That's
like,
cool.
Peter dated Kitty for a good while of the run, actually, and I actually really shipped them together. Like, obviously, he wound up getting with Mary Jane, but like, when he was dating Kitty, it was surprisingly very wholesome for this early 2000s quote unquote realistic interpretation. Oh, by the way, do you know who the first person that shows up as an antagonist in the first issue of Ultimate Spider-Man is?
Who?
Keeping in mind that I believe that this is the introduction of this entire universe. It's actually Iron Fist.
Oh my god.
Because Danny Rand appears in the middle of a New York street, and he can't control his meta ability, which is just a super glowy punch fist. And he's like accidentally sending cars flying and shit. And Spider-Man swings in to stop him.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, I believe he's Asian white instead of just white. So maybe the Ultimate Universe isn't all bad because they erased a little bit of the white savior bit from Danny Rand's character.
Yep.
They still did have Wanda fuck her brother though, so I can't forgive them.
Yeah, it made it really weird after that happened in the comics that the people they cast as Wanda and Pietro in the movies had played a husband and wife the year before that.
What?
Yeah.
What? In what?
In Godzilla 2014, Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron Taylor Johnson play a husband and wife, and then in 2015,
I knew that he was in that movie, but I didn't know she was.
Yeah,
what
she's his wife,
guys?
in that movie.
What the actual fuck?
It's such a funny little coincidence.
I feel dirty now. That's fucked up. I don't like it. I do not like these implications that they're trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could just endlessly, like, using the Avengers as a springboard, we could just endlessly talk about shit all day. But
Yeah, I mean, we might as well retitle this this video, this podcast. My God, I have a YouTube brain. We might as well retitle this podcast "Blue and Jordan Ramble About MCU Vaguely Related Things" for an hour and a half.
But like, it's really like that's what the Avengers is, and its very chorus of concepts is. It is an excuse to bridge the gaps of so many different pieces of Marvel media. All of the characters in their own runs and everything can come together and intermingle and interact and just do cool shit. And so that's kind of what this episode has been reflective of. It's just us using the Avengers as a way to talk about all these different characters and talk about all of our cool ideas and, you know, like all of the just crazy shit of this universe.
For a pretty good season finale, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good way to really address just how batshit insane comic books are.
I guess next season's finale will be the Justice League.
I was kind of thinking, like, maybe Joker.
Oh, for next season? Oh boy.
Like, because
it'll be a 50th. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and for the 100th, I want to do Batman.
Yeah, we do 50th Joker, and then 75th Justice League, and then 100th is the 4-hour Batman episode.
Yeah. Oh, who knows? Maybe by then, this podcast will have a big enough fan base that anybody will actually want to listen to that.
Yeah.
I have a. I did an intro for this. I might do special little intros for every finale episode, and I already know what the intro for Batman will be. I think I've told you
Oh,
about
so
it.
yeah, I know what it's gonna be. That's gonna be really fun. I can't wait. Stay tuned, listener, for the next year and a half.
Yeah. All right. Now, my original plan, right, was that after this finale, we will take a week break. But before you guys wind up forgetting everything that I've told you about Kingdom Hearts, we really need to record another Kingdom Hearts episode next week. So either I'll start pre-recording episodes with you guys, and release them, like when appropriate, and take a week break, or I'll just keep going. Fuck it.
Sure.
Either way, it's time to wrap things up. Do you have anything else about the Avengers that you want to say before we start wrapping up?
Oh, other than just kind of a blanket statement that I think is worth noting, that I don't know, maybe this is weird to say, but the Avengers are just really important to me, as much as Wars or anything else. That seeing the Avengers assemble for the first time and hearing that melody for the first time in 2012 was a legitimately life-altering moment in terms of just something that burns into your brain and defines a lot of what you're going to love for a long time.
I think that that's going to be our generation's cinematic defining moment, the way that people of the 70s and 80s felt about Star Wars.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
And it's appropriate because Star Wars as a defining cinematic experience for so many people wound up spiraling and spanning into a massive universe of multimedia that would cover video games and books and monopolies and like board games, not just like the concept, and like fucking like audiobooks and radio dramas. I think there is, right? Like entire fucking 50,000 years prior canon stories, and comic books and everything. And the MCU is kind of doing the same thing. It's starting to branch more and more now into all sorts of stuff, thanks largely to the Disney Plus series. Like What If is a good testament. Like now we're getting animated What If stories based on the MCU. And like we've been pointing out, the possibilities are becoming more and more endless. And like they already have started touching on some of this stuff. Like Hulu has its own piece of the MCU with the Runaways and Cloak and Dagger. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was kind of its own thing. You had the Netflix. Like there's just so much that can be done. And unlike Star Wars, where the universe had to be made up as they go, they have decades and decades and decades, almost a century's worth of backlog of material already made for them that they can draw on. So the future's bright. And I'm looking forward to dive into it with you, Jordan, my friend, with Jay, and with both of our listeners. So I think the message of the Avengers is clear. You can spend your entire life improving yourself and achieving the greatest goals that you could possibly set out for yourself. But at the end of the day, our greatest accomplishments will never be made solo. They will be made by finding camaraderie in the people around us and uniting for a common purpose, a common goal, and learning to put our differences aside and finding mutual respect in each other. Humans are a social creature. Ever since, chimpanzees in the wild, we have been beings that need to form communities and achieve more through collective unity than through individual superiority. And don't let our modern tendencies to believe the idea of exceptional individuals, which is just advanced elitism. Don't buy into that. All of us have a part to play, and by coming together, that's how we can achieve truly great things. And you can also come together with us on Discord.
Oh,
What?
it was so pretty, and then you use it as a
What? You got a problem? You want to fight about it?
That was beautiful.
Look, I'm on this grind, all right? I'm trying to get shit going. Join the Discord. Fucking give me suggestions on what you want to listen to. I will be opening season 2 with another Kingdom Hearts thing, but I will let you guys, anyone listening, decide what episode 2 of season 2 is going to be about. I haven't done it in a while. I'm going to let you guys pick. So if you want to get on that action, join the Discord. Link is in the description of this episode. You can follow me at Cape Corner on Twitter.
Yeah, he's got the show Twitter account now.
Boy. All right. Yeah, you can be followed at Jordan Blueman on Twitter and everywhere. And also, while you're at it, follow Fandom Optimists. They're
Yes,
great.
if you just want my fandom related views and my account, you follow at Fandom Optimists.
Yeah. You could support the series. Nobody does, but you could.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to put that possibility out there. Plant that seed in your mind. Share this episode with a friend. Share the series with a friend. I like talking about whatever with people. You should be like, oh, I listened to a podcast called Funny. Maybe check them out. And they probably won't, but mention it to them anyway. And then, like, if you mention it to them enough times, eventually they might go, I'm bored today. Let me check out that Cape Corner thing. And then we'll have one more viewer. That's a place to start. Please help me. I'm desperate. Is there... Oh, it's the ad. It's always the ad. That's the thing that I always am trying to remember that I forgot.
I've stopped putting in ads. If people ever start listening to the Fandom Optimists, I'll put the ads back in. But for now, I'm just having fun and talking into the void.
Oh, I put the ad in because even when I play my own episodes, I get a couple cents from it.
That's true. That's a fair point.
So, got to game the system. Really pulling the long con. Like, the IRS is gonna have to watch out for me trying to earn $10 over the course of like 2 years of me listening to myself talk. All right, I think that'll do it. Now we are going to go over and start recording for one of your Fandom Optimists episodes.
Yeah.
So make sure to listen to our sister series, and
we're eventually going to launch like a network.
Dude, I would love to do that. We need to get
Beyond Blueman. That could be a network name.
Look at that. We got to get Jay to like make his own podcast about, I don't know, being gay or something like.
Sure.
That's not
You
a
could do that.
homophobic statement, by the way. I
could do
hope
that.
everyone knows I'm bi, he's bi. We can joke about that.
That would be kind of fun if you had one of the things that isn't just about superhero stuff.
Look, I'm just saying the man literally wore rainbow arm warmers and rainbow glasses to work yesterday. So, you know, just insert that image of SpongeBob doing the gay hand.
Yep.
All right. I feel like someone's going to try and cancel me now.
Someone's always going to try to cancel you. That's
yeah. Welcome to the internet,
okay.
baby. All right. Until next time, everybody. Thank you for joining us for season 1 of I almost said Fandom Optimist of Cape Corner. And if we're already in season 37 or whatever, and you've decided to go back and listen to our beginning, I hope we got better.
I'm sure we did.
Just imagining like me.
We definitely
like,
didn't get worse.
a single scarred blind eye and a beard looking like fucking Maestro. And just being like, and I'll tell you what, this Avengers 94, it wasn't quite as good as the first 93 ones. Oh, can't wait for those days. All right. Everybody, thank you again. Stay strong, stay true to yourselves, and remember, we can all be heroes. You know, I just finished Miles Morales today, and I didn't realize they say we all can be heroes.
Oh, yeah? I forgot that they said that too.
And I was like, shit! Everybody's gonna think I'm copying Miles Morales. There are worse things to copy, though. Like Joss Whedon.
Yep. God, what an idiot. We gotta end it there.